to see the third game in that Guardians-Red Sox series around 4:20. I will hand off that last 4-pack for you. You might have seen the story about the AI drone simulation. There are really a lot of people in charge of doing a lot of backtracking on this because the story was kind of clickbaity, but it does kind of give you a sense of what people who are concerned about artificial intelligence, what they're concerned about once it gets wrapped up in the military-industrial complex, which, make no mistake about it, I mean, that's where these people are salivating thinking about this. And so there was this story that came out that they had done a simulated test with an AI-controlled drone. And the reason that people were freaking out is because they said that the drone killed the human operator. Now, this is all simulated, so obviously a person wasn't killed, but the simulation of the human operator in this particular case, in the simulation, the AI killed the human operator because it was stopping it from doing what it was supposed to do. I guess in this simulation, they're working these war game type things out, as they often do. You got to run some hypotheticals. And now that AI's in the mix, they go, ooh, let's see what happens here. This was the Air Force that was doing this. And once that story broke out, now they're backtracking and they're going, oh, the guy in charge goes, I misspoke, which means somebody was crawling up his ass. Misspoke always means I wasn't supposed to say that. It doesn't mean I didn't mean to say that. It doesn't mean they stumbled over their words. It means I wasn't supposed to say that. Because that's not the kind of, and again, it's in its infancy and it's not, but the story was great. That they go, hey, let's do like an AI simulation with a drone and see how this might go. And the way that it did go was once the simulated human operator gave it a no order or something, the drone killed it. Now, I don't know how it did that. I don't understand that part of it. But this is one of those, hypotheticals, one of these thought experiments that they'll do. Because the military, again, very, very excited to be integrating some form of AI into identifying all kinds of threats, I assume. Probably foreign and domestic, if we're being real about it. So when the operator, in this simulation, the drone would get points for killing the targeted threats or disposing of the targeted threats. So when the simulated operator in this experiment gave the drone a no-go order, it turned on the operator.
You're a threat.
Right, and this is what concerns people about AI when it gets to something like this. It's one thing if you're like, I told it to write me my finals paper or whatever, It's another thing when it gets integrated into systems like this where there are real consequences because that's what worries people. And it's got nothing to do with any of these systems being evil or anything like that. It's just that if you give it an order to take care of all threats and you end up being one or it sees you as one, who knows? But obviously people get shades of Skynet and think they're like, here we go.
It's like, the algorithm from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. It's very scary. They can just use the algorithm to decide who is a threat or if they could ever potentially be a threat and just wipe them off the earth. That's where we're headed. Nerd alert! You brought up AI and stuff like this.
Yes, just like that.
Just like that.
Is anybody watching the show Class of 09 on Hulu?
No.
It's good. It's Brian Tyree Henry, who is from Atlanta. No. It comes. Shut up.
Another show
nobody's ever heard
No,
of.
you guys aren't watching it. I'm asking you in the room if you're watching it. I'm sure there are plenty of people listening who are watching
They
it.
don't even run ads for it. They said nobody knows this show.
I don't know who makes it. It's on Hulu. It's Kate Mara. It's Brian Tyree Henry. It's got a great cast. And it's kind of a time split thing where it's these people who go into the FBI in 2009.
Crap, I have heard of this.
Yeah, it'll get...
Damn it.
Some of the scenes will say the past, 2009, then it'll say the present, 2023.
Damn you,
and
Kate
then
Mara being on Rich Eisen.
And then it will say the future, 2034, where these FBI people have gone and way more technology, and one of them is now running the FBI, but there's like AI-controlled, kind of a Minority Report thing. It's a really cool show. She was talking about it on Rich Eisen. Kate Mara was. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the one that's married. She's not the one married to. Her sister's married to Joaquin Phoenix. Rooney Mara, I think, is married to Joaquin Phoenix. K-Mar is married to...
You think they call him Walk for short?
They do call him Walk. His friends do.
Really?
Yeah.
What's a Walk?
Yeah.
I love that.
I've heard him do interviews with people he knows, and they call him Walk.
Walk, walk.
But when he was a kid, he went by Leaf. Remember that? Leaf Phoenix?
Oh, yeah?
When he was in Parenthood, he went by Leaf Phoenix because his parents were big hippies and whatever. But I think Joaquin was his given name, which is not some crazy, I mean, it's not that much of a move from Leaf to Joaquin when you look like that dude. But so, yeah, do we have to concern ourselves with AI drones? Here's the problem is that you don't know what you have to concern yourself with because the companies and the people who will have access to this high-level stuff, none of us dummies will find out until something goes wrong. Right? And then it's, we misspoke or, accidents happen. So we won't find out until something bad happens.
Well, right now, like if you talk to the Snapchat AI, it will tell you it's a person. And I don't love that. I specifically told my Snapchat AI, I said, you are not a person. Stop calling yourself a person, and apologized and said, yeah, I'm not a person. I'm a virtual friend. And I'm like, that's fine. But stop calling yourself a person. Like it'll say I'm a human.
Well, human and person are two different things, right? I mean,
well, it says it's human. Like it.
Oh, it's human. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it will force people, depending on how far it goes. And I have 0% confidence that the companies who are running these platforms will go, nah, we should stop while we're ahead. No one's going to do that. Everybody is acting like it's inevitable that this thing will go down the road, and there's nothing about it that's inevitable. In the confines of late-stage capitalism, it's absolutely inevitable because no one is, every company is like rubbing their hands thinking about it. Whatever that particular company does, they're like, ooh, this is going to let us fire so many people, blah, blah, blah. Somebody points out that they ran an AI test. They said the only way forward for humanity was to dismantle capitalism and pivot to a more equitably distributed wealth. And nobody wants to talk about that one either for obvious reasons. But, yeah, we're not going to know until something goes wrong. When you read stories about AI so far, how they're using it in the medical field, that is very interesting. Because they're like, hey, we put a bunch of data sets in and it came back with a cure for cancer, that kind of stuff, Or hey, we've been working on this for a long time. The generative AI that we're using, it came back with, it might be a vaccine for every possible virus on the planet.
Man.
So those things are very, very interesting. But anything that moves into like military applications and things like that, you're like, we're not going to know until something goes wrong, until, Dallas gets accidentally blown up or something.
The medical AI is very interesting because it's really like art imitating life. Because don't you remember? Now, I don't know how many people have seen this movie, but I saw it.
Gattaca.
Hipster Poundcake with his movies.
Well, let him say what it is.
iRobot with Will Smith.
It was like one of the biggest movies. Cody.
I'm just saying, I don't know who saw it back then because I didn't see it in the theater. I had
Everybody
it on
did.
It was
Everybody saw it, just nobody liked it.
I was okay.
I liked it.
I don't.
Stunk.
I liked it too.
I just remember.
Alan Tudyk is great.
I did not go see it in theaters, but I got like a DVD. This is how long ago it was. I got a DVD player for like my birthday or something like that. And one of the movies I got was iRobot. And I kept it on the part because you see Will Smith's butt in that movie. So I kept rewatching it for that. But also there's a part in there where obviously, like the movie says, it's iRobot and everything's ran by robots. And I guess there was a robot there was a family that fell into the water because they got into a car crash and the robot was looking to save the life. So spoiler alert, they thought that the parent was more...
He had a higher survival rate.
Higher survival rate and more profitable for this person to stay alive than the kid. So the kid drowned and the robot saved the woman. So this might be what will come out to be now because they have like robots and people are going to die and people are going to be like, oh no, save my kid. And the robot's going to be like, no.
$353 million is how much money that made.
Domestic.
This was like, what, 2006 or 2004? What was
This
it?
has got to be 20 years old by now.
Yeah, it's around 2004 or 5.
Let me see.
I was going to say, I was
I
young.
like the director a lot. That's why I went to see iRobot, because he did The Crow, and
2004.
he did a movie called Dark City that I love. Alex Proyas directed that. And I went to see iRobot, and I was like, what a piece of crap. But then
I
he went
liked
and did
it.
Knowing, and I love Knowing. So, You know, he's, I don't know.
I
So
didn't mind iRobot. I thought it was pretty fun.
I'm just
I
saying,
liked it too.
kids are gonna die, and they're gonna be like, well, they didn't have.
Yeah,
a,
but this country didn't care about kids dying.
it's
So
more profitable for
we've
them
already
to
gone
pass.
way past that. People don't even pretend to care about that anymore.
Yeah, but I don't think they would like the look of a robot saving an adult.
We
versus
can
saving
kill
a kid.
him, but I'll be damned if a robot's going to
Yeah,
do
because
it.
they'll be like, well, that's a glitch. Clearly, we
Killing
obviously-
kids is a human job. Thank you very much.
It doesn't look good because it looks like it was programmed to do that. So no, change it.
Akron, Ohio, making national news. Congratulations, Akron, for the Akron Police Department getting an inmate who had escaped. A guy who was taken back into custody yesterday morning. A guy who had been on the run after escaping from a transport vehicle transfer. How do you might have seen there's been a number of escaped inmate stories, or a couple of guys who got out in, it's like a movie. It's so simple. I don't know what, these guys got out in literally the laundry dumpster. Like you watch the movie and they hide in the sheets.
Yeah.
That's how these two dudes get out. One of them got picked back up. The other one, they found his body in the Ohio River down by Kentucky, so he's dead. But they got a
But
guy.
he's out. He got out of prison.
He did get out.
Died a free man.
Died a free man. This guy, Jason Conrad, who'd been on the run, they picked him up in Akron because he tried to buy a hamburger at a McDonald's drive-thru.
And somebody recognized him?
Well, I guess somebody called the cops. Were like, something seems hinky about this dude. He rode up on like a Huffy, like he was in.
Bro, go inside.
Yeah, so like I don't know if he knew somebody or if he stole somebody's bike or but like 8 a.m. Now again, I don't know if they had already maybe put in a local APB, so maybe people had seen what the guy looks like because super smart to have tons of identifiable tattoos if you're in the criming game, but whatever. So he rides like a kid's Huffy up to the McDonald's drive-thru.
But what tipped him off is that he wanted a burger at 8 a.m.
There you go.
They're
And
like,
those
"Sir."
are breakfast hours only.
Right.
For what? What does Bill talk about for
Wendy's.
breakfast hours only?
Bacomators.
Well, they have the breakfast baconator. You got the sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant. or
That's
the
what I'm
bacon,
thinking
egg,
of.
and Swiss croissant.
Right.
And they come with a small seasoned potatoes. That's just delightful.
And you can get that any time of day.
No! Breakfast hours only.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's for a limited time only.
What? You can't get it forever,
I
anytime?
know. It's like,
So many restrictions.
It's coming to an end this weekend.
Wow.
Monday.
You're really
We got-
clamping down, aren't
We got
they?
new stuff to talk about Monday.
Wow.
Apparently, I got
Hope you like strawberries.
The Strawberry Moon this weekend. I'm excited about that. What, Cody?
Apparently, I got the whole movie premise wrong because it was so long since I've seen it. It's Will Smith's daughter that gets saved.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert. But yeah,
Yeah, movie's 20 years old. I think
It-
we're safe.
yeah, it was a flashback, and he's all pissed off at the robot because he didn't save his daughter and
You
saved him
just
instead.
contradicted yourself right there.
What?
You said that Will Smith's daughter got saved.
Will Smith's daughter did get saved.
Okay,
but
whose
the
daughter
robots,
died? Who died?
I'm sorry, Will
Why
Smith.
does he hate the robots?
Because they saved him instead
Is-
of
is
his
his
daughter.
daughter, sorry.
There
that was
you
good.
go.
Contradicting myself.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, Will Smith got saved versus his daughter, and he was telling the robot to please save my daughter. And he said, "Nope, you have a higher."
Robot.
And he's part robot because he has like a robot arm or
Alan,
something.
listening to Poundcake try to explain iRobot is painful to my ear holes.
Me too. Sorry,
But he finally did it. A little circuitous, but he got there.
I was too focused on Will Smith's butt.
And that's what threw you off.
He was asking for a something off the dollar menu, and I was like, there hasn't been a dollar menu at McDonald's for a while. Like, he's been out of touch. And then, like, it clicked for me. I was like, oh, no, that's that guy.
That's what tipped him off. Wait a second. Like the guy, like every person out there would know what the scheduling for the McDonald's menu is. We haven't. I didn't know they don't have a dollar menu, and I'm not in prison. This guy must be in prison. He doesn't know how long it's been since we've
He
had a
also
dollar
probably
menu.
didn't look like his hair was combed.
Right.
Or,
Well,
you know.
yeah. They're like he had tattoos and a limp. So maybe they had already. They called 911. They're like, hey, there's some dude. He's riding around on a bike, and so the Akron PD scooped him up, put him back in there. 39-year-old Jason Lyle Conrad is back in Summit County Jail. I wouldn't know that. I didn't know McDonald's doesn't have a dollar menu anymore. When did that stop? I thought that was their big
Who
hook.
cares? Go to Wendy's.
Where you can get breakfast anytime.
No! Damn it, Alan.
I don't do their commercials.
Breakfast
You do their
hours.
commercials.
And I
What?
very specific
Yeah.
that you can only get breakfast during breakfast hours.
No! God, please, no!
We're trying to live in a world with some rules and some, that makes sense. And if you can just get breakfast from a Wendy's at any time, all
hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's chaos. It's just chaos. That's why breakfast is for breakfast hours.
Wait till AI takes over their drive-thru and people start ordering stuff anytime, and the AI kills them because they weren't listening closely enough.
Wendy's AI will never kill anyone. No, I swear.
I swear. Yes, I swear. I
I
swear.
promise.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alan, I ain't called you for quite a while, man, but I just want you to know, Mary, God dang, Bill, Pouncer, I'm okay. Hold on, get on me now. Love you guys.
What is he doing? Who is that?
I think
Is
he
he
was
doing
doing
Cosby?
He's doing Rick.
Yeah.
Oh God, I thought he was doing Cosby.
It's a mix.
Rick, wow. Oh, what a bummer. Now I'm bummed.
Called him Pouncer.
Pouncer.
Yeah, even Rick used to call me Poundcake.
But I just called in just running from, just getting in there.
Speaking of Cosby, you saw somebody else suing him for rape.
Back from
He's like 1,000 years
1969.
old.
Yeah, because these states, they moved the chains on their statute of limitations. So now all these women from all these states are like, yes, Bill Cosby raped me too.
The year that didn't man land on the moon?
1969. Nice.
The moon landing and Cosby allegedly raped me.
A former
Wow.
Playboy playmate who is now 80 said that Cosby did his Cosby thing on her in 1969. And now that these states are saying, because before they were like, sorry, statute of limitations. Another great thing about being a gal, they can put an end date on your rape beef. And so now that a handful of states, I think Illinois and California changed them, so now people are coming out of the woodwork saying, yeah, Cosby, She met Cosby when she went for an audition after her 6-year-old son died in 1969. And she remembers telling Cosby about the death. And then when she ran into him again at a cafe, they got together, and I guess that's how he thought he could best console her. Cosby had just starred in the hit show I Spy and offered her sympathy and a drink that it turns out she should not have drunk. So, yeah, because he's out right now, right?
Yeah.
He's out. Yeah, they let him out.
I think he's suing Pennsylvania or Philadelphia court.
Why did they never charge Camille as an accessory?
I don't think she had anything to do. Knowing it is not necessarily having something to do with it.
If he's downstairs and you're in the kitchen, that's abetting. That's aiding and abetting.
Is that confirmed?
I mean, I don't think there's anybody other than Camille and Bill who say she didn't know. I mean, for Bill Cosby's situation to be one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood, well, that's why I'm asking.
Well,
They were, but I don't even think they charged her with anything. I don't think it was like, we can't prove it. Maybe that's why they didn't. Maybe they didn't even bring charges against her because they're like, why are we going to file something that we can't prove?
And also, statute of limitations wasn't just because, they don't care about women or the right to press charges or anything like that. It was because they didn't want the courts clogged up with cases that they're probably going to have to throw out because there's not enough evidence. How are you going to have enough evidence 60, 50 years ago?
Well, but that doesn't change now. Why'd they change the law?
Well, I'm saying, I don't know. Is this just criminal? Is this criminal and civil? Because I can understand filing a civil case because people file those all the time and you might just get a settlement and move on. But a criminal case, even with stuff that has happened yesterday, it is really, really hard to get sexual assault cases in court. So,
right, but what I'm saying is, I mean, the case only gets older and older and older and more difficult to prove. So why would that change now? I mean, these states are clearly changing some of these laws, unless it's maybe putting a fresh coat of paint on something. But
I just think it's going to be.
I assume it's a civil case. I don't know, but she's the first one in what will probably be a bunch of people coming out of the woodwork. Victoria Valentino is her name. 80 now. I got a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192 to get me there. You can watch live at AlanCoxShow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app.